Hey everybody, Jamie P here. Welcome to this video. It has been a full week, has it not? If you're following along with Done by December, just say yes. Just affirm me. I'm ready to get a couple more stories done. How about you? Let's get started. Okay, so I believe we are in part 5 of this endeavor. And so you saw my little cheat from the last part 4 that we did together. And I love it. I'm here for it. I love having this. I'm loving how my book is coming together. And we've discussed a lot of ideas and thoughts and concepts and techniques. And so let's go to another one. I was asked recently if I ever actually document my makes, the things that I actually make and then put out there. And the first answer is no, I don't necessarily do that. But then I kind of lied. So back here, I didn't really mean to lie. It just kind of happened that way. Let me see if I think I've passed it. Here we go. This was one way of documenting something that I had made. These were some envelope tags that were part of last year's tag toppers, gift toppers, I really want to say. And then I came across this photo and I thought, oh, there's another one and it's super pretty and I want to remember it. So I've decided to make Story 19 a creative make, documenting something that I was making during last holidays. So I have here already added a textured cardstock to my book. And what I want to do, you can see I have some pieces here already. I'm thinking, I've got a couple things here and I'm probably going to add a couple more pieces, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So what I was going to do, plan A. Let's start with A. A usually follows before B, but today we're going to do the same thing. Plan A was, I wanted to have a tag here that I was going to hang this photo on that tag, but I was going to do the same thing. I was going to stamp a tag. But then I went to plan B because part of my approach right now is to get this done. This is done by December on purpose. I want to get these stories in my book. I want to get them in their homes and I want to move on to the stories for 2023. So I went with this. This was from, so this paper, Noel, is from ScrapbookCom. It's new this year. And I'm really pleased with how some of these patterns are complementing the papers that I already have in my book. So kind of going along with that, there is a stripe in here. And it has a really pretty pattern on the back. And either one of these would actually go really well with this hope page. I think that's kind of crazy, but I love how it looks. So what I did is I went ahead and trimmed out, this is about 3.5 by, I think about 7.5. I trimmed out this tag. I added my journaling to the back already. You can see here, I have this little flap in place because I want it to be interactive. I want it to go inside just like that. So I just took another piece of pattern paper. I believe this is from the ScrapbookCom Roses paper pad, one of my favorite paper pads. And I forgot I had used it last year in my book. And so if you have seen my swatch book where I keep swatches of pattern paper, I went to that to look for this color again. And ta-da! I have it, and I'm happy to have it. Plus, I also think it complements this new Noel paper. So I just love when different patterns and different solids want to come together and play nice like this. So this should slide in here. Yep. And then we have our journaling on the back. So then what I was going to do was just going to punch a hole in here. I'm going to line it up to the top, just like this. And I've had a couple of questions about this twine. I do not have a resource for this. This is something that I bought, I don't know, it's maybe been a year or so now. So my apologies. I am looking into getting this sourced out because while it looks kind of burlappy, it's not really thick. It's nice and thin. So with that in mind, it's one of my favorites. I thought I was going to add this little tree here because I think it matches everything. And there's a tree on the tag. So let me just mark that and give it a little hole punch. I think I might just size this down a little bit. Probably should have on the other one. I put a 1/4 inch mark in there. I probably should have gone a little smaller, but it's okay. So this is going to go on here also. And I think, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I just figured out how I'm going to put my number on here. Because I do have this making space here on this. I might actually, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Some of the things that might still be undone, just watch for the walkthrough, the 2022 walkthrough, and you'll see how all these things got finished up. But I think this is kind of fun. It's interactive. It gives place to tags, which are super important right now. Tags are just wonderful making things. And so we got my picture there. I got this tag. One more thing we're going to add. Okay, I just got so excited because, let me tell you why I got so excited. I had this snowflake sitting in my stash of papers already done. And I think we used it earlier in this project. And so I decided I'm going to punch my story number in the snowflake, and we're going to add it to this right here. I love this. I love how this came together. Okay, so one last thing. I decided to go ahead and mirror this little make over here, and I use that Noel paper and the Spellbinders holly sprigs, and I just think that a little bit right there is going to be just a nice little touch to kind of balance out these pages. All right, here we are for another super simple page. So this is story 20, and I have backed this paper up with another piece of cardstock to give it a little bit more durability. And plus I wanted to craft a pocket here. I have to go this way. And I wanted to put in it a little notch. Boy, Jane, does she know what she's doing? I don't think so. Okay. Here we go. That's all I wanted. It was just that little thing there. And so day 20, story 20 is these really fun, I had gingerbread houses earlier in the month that I added to a story. And then I love to just capture little things happening in my house, little vignettes. And one morning, this little gingerbread reindeer was saying, "Take my picture." So I took its picture, and I wanted to talk about the little story that goes with this particular gingerbread deer. So that's what will be tucked in behind here for my story 20. Gosh, I love hearing 20 because 20 is so close to 25, right? And so I went ahead and trimmed this to a 5x7. I'm just going to center it here on the page. It could have been a 6x8. We could have made this 4x6. I liked 5x7. Okay, one last thing. I shared before how I popped up the number dies and in a previous video, and then I'm just going to add this Making Spirits Bright across here. And my numbering is done for this page. And so let's pop this in here like that. Okay, and did I show you this where I had that 19? 20 here. And you can see I've already started. We're going to segue right into 21, story 21. You can see I've already started adding my photos to this. So a couple things going on here. Again, with the 4x6. And so I think I'm going to make it so I have a tag that goes in here for my journaling and just make everything else photos and some embellishing. These are the 2x2 pages. I love these pages. I can't believe I don't have these in here already. These are just waiting for sequins and glitter and shaky stuff, right? And words and I probably will back this with pattern paper, leaving the embellished parts clear. And then I added one more to this particular story because she was actually 10 months on the 22nd. So I'm going to do a something there about this. So I'm going to get started on embellishing this now. Okay, with squares like this, you get to just be really creative, right? You can just figure out, I mean, you can use some pre-made stickers and ephemera and die cuts. You can add anything in here. You could make it all photos, obviously, right? You could add some journaling if you wish. There's just a lot to be done with adding to these squares. I just love them so much. So I'm going to share with you what I'm going to put in mine. Mostly, I think most all, is going to be fairly DIY. I want to get this little red Christmas tree here. Let me see if I can, there's a little star. So I grabbed a couple of elements from a sequin mix that I have, plus I die cut some stars from a paper rose die, and I'll show you in a moment, but I'm using all of this Noel paper. I just kept reaching for it as I was thinking through the different things I wanted to have in these squares. So I'm going to add some clear sequins here, and then what else? Oops, that's the one that got away. I think I'm even going to add a little bit of glitter. Do I dare? Let me do this. I'm going to take this out. Oops, baby star. Baby star. Pop you back in there. I'm going to take this out of another. I'll be finding sequins for days. Okay, that way I can kind of hold this up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of sequin in here. Tap, tap, tap. Let's see. Yep. And I'm going to take a pause here and go sew this on my machine. All right, that's all sewn in. I don't know why I have so much thread, but I do. Lots and lots of thread there. So shake, shake, shake. That's super fun. You see it? I love that. Love it. Okay. This is just the fun part of all the things, right? Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, and by way of what I'm reaching for here, there is a Home for Christmas bundle. And so the Noel paper I've already been talking about, there's this die set as well as a stamp set with these gifts and trees and some little icons. So I went to do DIYing these pieces together. So I just punched a circle, I stamped the ornament, and I die cut it out, and then I just wrapped it there. And I will show you as we get done what I'll do to the back of these. The back will be fairly simple. So just adding a little bit of adhesive here. Well, not really a little bit. And then just kind of putting that in place on this side. And I didn't totally mean to do it, but it just kind of worked out to have another circle element on this side. I stamped the on this day, which is part of the word Fetty, Holly Jolly. I got these years ago. They're well loved, and they just have the best sentiments on them. So I will tell you, while I add this here, I'm trying to find my, that's what I want. I want to be able to kind of grid through here. While I add this here on this side, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over because I went ahead and stamped Merry Christmas on that side. And so I'm going to go ahead and back it up. And I don't know if I really need to back that up because it's nice to look at on this side. Okay. So that is our DIY ornament. I have a little sentiment here. I'm going to add another sentiment in, and I decided with this one. So this is that embellished, is that what I want to say? Embossed is what I want to say. Joy. So it's got a bunch of stars in it, which is fun since I did a bunch of stars up here. I'm going to get this to fit on here. Then I'm going to sew it as well. All right, that's what that looks like when it's done. And again with this, I probably won't be too concerned with what the back looks like because it has that pattern and I like it. Okay, Then also as part of that home for Christmas bundle, there's these stamps that made these little gifts. So I thought they would be fun. I went ahead and made 2 of them. So I will pop this one here on the front, and then I will just match this up here on the back, and then that part's already done. Then I have a few more. Well, the back of my photos, I'm going to come in with pattern paper. And so that's a look at days 19, 20, and 21, except for finishing up some of the journaling for a couple of those days. These pages are basically done. Got a little bit of mileage out of the page protectors. But then we did a lot of outside of the pocket as well. So a nice combination of different things. So there you go. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think. I keep fiddling with this because I like it. I do that. And simple page, just needs some journaling. Journaling will go in here. I have a tag, so that's going to have some extra interest coming up the top there because I'll do some doodads on there. And I'm really happy with my page. And you'll see this a little better, obviously, when these other pages are behind it. So if you have any questions, if you want to catch up on the previous done by December, that's linked here in the description box, as are all these products. Be sure and check out that Home for Christmas. It's super fun. I had a lot of fun playing with that really whimsical kind of set and that Noah paper. I cannot believe how well it just went with all these papers in here. So getting her done, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.